Rogues rely on skill, stealth, and their foes' vulnerabilities to get the upper hand in any situation. They have a knack for finding the solution to just about any problem, demonstrating a resourcefulness and versatility that is the cornerstone of any successful adventuring party. Rogues devote as much effort to mastering the use of a variety of skills as they do perfecting their combat abilities. Many rogues focus on stealth and deception, while others refine the skills like disarming traps, cunning, picking locks, and climbing. Every town and city has its share of rogues. Most live up to the worst stereotypes of the class, making a living as burglars, assassins, cut purses, and con artists. Oftentimes, they are organized into thieves' guilds and crime families, but there are plenty of rogues who operate independently as well. However, rogues don't always have to be bad. They can use their skills for good as well, like being investigators, exterminators, or locksmiths as an example. So when role-playing a rogue, there are definitely options. Rogue's primary ability score is dexterity, since they use finesse weapons. Also, for passing stealth checks and picking locks, dexterity comes in useful. Intelligence makes for a good secondary, since this helps at being even better at skill checks like nature, arcana, history, religion, investigation. Intelligence makes also a good pick if you're going arcane trickster. Charisma also not a bad pick if you want to be deceptive or persuasive in conversations, which can suit a rogue really well also. The rogue is proficient at simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, short swords, and light armor. Straight from character creation, rogues can choose 4 skills on top of race and background, and they can pick expertise on 2 of them, which doubles your proficiency bonus. In combat, the main feature of rogue is to deal ranged and melee sneak attacks when they have advantage for extra damage. Advantage on an opponent can be gained in a variety of ways: stealth or hiding before attacking, guiding bolt from a cleric, fairy fire, attacking from shadows, and attacking against a restrained, prone, blinded, paralyzed, petrified, or stunned creature. These are the main ways to get advantage. Sneak attacks can also be pulled off if you have an ally within 1.5 meters or 5 feet from the target and you don't have disadvantage. At level 2, they get Cunning Action. This means they get an extra action and are able to do the following 3 things: to disengage, so don't trigger opportunity attacks from enemies, to dash, which doubles their movement, and lastly to hide. As an example, I can do an attack and attempt to hide by passing a stealth check. If successfully hidden, I can start next round with advantage and sneak attack on an enemy for more damage. At level 3, the rogue can pick between 3 subclasses. Firstly, the thief subclass. These rogues use skill, stealth, and larceny to get whatever they want. They get fast hands ability, which means they get to do an additional bonus action on top of the cunning action from level 2, which makes the thief very mobile in combat. They also have resistance to falling damage with second story work. At level 9, thieves get supreme sneak, which makes the thief invisible. All these things make a thief really useful to have. Then next, the arcane trickster subclass. This is a rogue with some lower level wizard spells. They get a more specialized version of the mage hand cantrip. The mage hand legerdemain is an invisible spectral hand and can carry out additional tasks like lockpicking and disarming traps. The arcane trickster gets some very useful spells like True Strike, getting advantage on your next attack roll that way, Disguise Self, and Color Spray, which are all very in line with the class fantasy. Lastly, the Assassin subclass. These are very combat-focused rogues and deal very high damage to a single target. They get to drop on enemies and can deal a lot of damage early in combat. Assassins get Assassinate Ambush, which mean you deal critical damage on a successful attack roll against surprised enemies. Surprised enemies meaning they cannot move or take actions, bonus actions included, on their first turn during combat. They also get Assassinate Initiative, which means advantage on attack rolls against enemies who haven't taken their turn yet. And lastly, Assassin's Alacrity. Immediately restores your action and bonus action at the beginning of combat, once every combat encounter. The amount of damage an assassin can do early on is really high, given extra sneak damage and crit damage. So before summarizing what it's like to play a rogue, some multi-classing ideas. The Assassin Paladin, which is fun since you can obliterate foes with Divine Smite, which will automatically crit as an assassin. Requires to be specced into Charisma though. The Fighter Rogue for Action Surge, so you get to move even more and get some survivability with some self-heal from Second Wind. The Bard Rogue is fun also, even with more skills and some solid spellcasting and a few support abilities. So to conclude, playing a rogue can be great fun, especially if you are into stealthy gameplay and planning. You can survey an area and can find a way to open the fight with the rogue, getting the first 3 strikes off and surprising your foes, which can be very thrilling. Beside combat, they are very useful, like a Swiss Army knife. You will pass a lot of ability checks out there, exploring, and I always take a rogue with me so I can unlock chests and get the extra loot, which is a major boon to the party and the gold you will have available to you. So now that the game is out, have some of you mained rogues or prefer to take Astarion with you in your run? I hope this video was able to give you a general overview of the rogue class and its subclasses. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.
Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty old balls.
They're unthinking cadavers. I may as well feel sorry for a breadbasket.